So today we're filming the intro from the studio or the office or whatever you want to call it. First time I think I've actually filmed in here. Now one reason I'm filming in here is because I'm working on a lot of the pots and boat stuff at the moment in the shed, so it's a bit crowded in there, and on top of that it's absolutely freezing out there. But might show you around this place one day. But at the moment, too much top secret stuff here, so another day. Anyway, today we are going to be looking at, it was basically 3 fishing trips, because things don't always work out the way you want them to. And I did 1 longer trip, I did 2 shorter trips. One of the trips is with a couple of friends. So that's what we're about to look at right now. Okay, so it's another evening. It's not the middle of the night. Let me just check my car is locked, because one of these locks is a bit funny sometimes. Okay, good. So we are about to go down the beach with this, our little pot and our trowel, and the idea is to pick up a few worms. We're going to be meeting a couple of friends down here in about half an hour or so, 3/4 of an hour. I've just come down a little bit early because I want to try and get some bait. We've got some squid. We'll have some other bits and pieces. I'm not sure what. I think there's some worm might have been bought from the shop, like king rag, but I want to get the small rag, because even if it's just for tipping off, because they'll move good in the water. Well, unfortunately, that was all I managed to scrape up. The tide's coming in very, very fast, and it's just pushed me off the area. So it's not that brilliant down here anyway. I mean, I used to get some bait down here years ago, but there's a lot less down here now. So it's a lot of work to, like I say, dig the bait here, and like I say, I had to get back as well because the tide covers up the mark and then cuts you off. So, but I had a phone call, and friends are on their way down, so they should be here in sort of the next 1/4 of an hour. So, and it's now probably what, 25 past 7 in the evening, so it's an evening session for a change. And there's a car coming, which could be who we're waiting for. So right, so everybody's arrived. We've got, how many we got at the moment? 4 rods out at the moment. Tide's still a bit low, so hopefully things will come up. We've got Damo, who you already know from previous videos. He's over there in the distance. And we've got Nick, who's hiding in the background over there. And hopefully we're going to find some fish tonight. We're fishing with squid. What we got? Lug, and that's it.
Lug, rag, squid.
Lug, rag, squid. So there you go. Bit of a combination. But now it's just a case of waiting and seeing if we can catch anything. Right, well, Damo's into a fish. First bite of the night.
Small bream.
First fish. I reckon it could be bream. You're on squid, aren't you? If there's one bream, there'll be more. There always is. Unless it's trout.
Oh, gone very slack. I can see something. Oh, it's dropped off.
No.
Yeah, it's a small pout.
Small pout, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 fish, 1 lost fish.
Well, at least it was a good take.
Where's the start?
It proper walloped the rod, which is nice to see.
Yeah, in the past I've had some pretty huge pout down here, and when they take it, if they do, they don't off go. They're real big uns. Right, well, Nick's caught a fish. Stonking fish, this one. But it is the only fish so far tonight. And it may be the only fish tonight. So we have to film it. Let's have a look. There it is, right there. It's a pout. Nice little pout. And hopefully there'll be some more. But we are running sort of out of time slowly.
And here it is, in all its glory.
Has this pout eaten both hooks? There's also, it's had a conger on it as well, look.
Oh yeah. Or a freshwater one maybe.
No, that'll be conger. Yeah, that'll be conger, I reckon. You can tell by that white slime. Possibly fresh, but pretty sure it'd just be a baby conger.
Right, let's get the little fella off the hook first. Time to set him free.
Here we go, one dogfish. Pretty decent one as well, nicely hooked. So, second fish of the night. Well, third if you count the lost one. So as you can see, we didn't get an awful lot that evening. We weren't there excessively, and we did fish the tide up to high. And we ended up with, well, I think Damo lost a pout on the surface. I had a small pout and a dogfish. And Nick had a small pout. He had a nice set of bites after that, but it didn't develop. So all in all, the evening was pretty quiet for down there, which it's a shame because, like I said before, that spot it used to be quite a nice little place to get fish. Not the greatest fish; it was usually pout or something like that, but at least you'd get stuff down there. But anyway, the next clip that's coming up, or the next trip, is one that I did back down to a place where I do get a lot of fish normally. So I went down to that spot instead and thought I'd give it a try then while the weather was good. And yeah, that's coming up next. Right, we are heading down. There's a little bit of a breeze. There's not much, but unfortunately it's blowing straight in where we're going to be fishing though. And it is cold. Now we've had some sort of calm days for the last week, but I haven't managed to go because I've pulled my back. I have a problem in my back. I've had it for many years from an injury, and basically it goes for no reason. You know, it's not like I'm doing anything hard or tough and like that. It'll just suddenly go for the smallest thing, and then it can sometimes take up to months before it heals up again. And in the worst case scenario, it's actually put me under crutches before. So I try to take it easy when it goes. This is partly why I do things like the pots and that, because, or by hand, not use winches, is because I need to keep the muscles strong. That keeps the back supported, because I believe it's no cartilage in one side of the bone somewhere, and the muscle kind of takes over the job. Trouble is, in the winter I don't do as much, and it gets soft, and of course I end up hurting my back very easy. So it's a bit of an awkward one really, but when I do the pots, at least I can control it. If it's too bad, then I can stop doing that. But anyway, we're arriving very, very shortly, and yeah, we'll see you down there when we're fishing. Right, well, we've got the one rod out. It's got a double hook on it. I've upsized the hooks a bit. I've gone to a 1.0 from a 1. I've got a 1 still on, but the other hook I've put a 1.0 on. Last time we came, we were hooking a bit too deep for my liking, so I've upped the size of the hook to try and avoid that. Fortunately, we missed that one. It could be that because I've made the hooks bigger, but that's all right. So we've only been here like a minute or 2 minutes, so we'll get baited up and get out again. Yep, that's what I thought it was, a little conger. So, just a small conger on the ragworm. Right. So I've just put a second rod out, and this one started getting bites now. The tide is still a little bit low, but getting a few little bites, not many. Yeah, pinched the bait, whatever it was. It's only small, but it took the ragworm. But like I say, the tide is still a bit too low for my likings at this mark. We need to come up a bit more. Another half hour, maybe hour. My weight just fell off, just literally down there. Probably just went into the water. Oh well, I know it is for another time when I'm down there. Another missed fish. I say the tide is still too low, and the hooks are bigger. Maybe I'm just not on my game tonight. I think it's just small fish though, with the tide being a bit lower. Once it comes up, hopefully it'll look something bigger, or hook something. Damn it. We snagged into something. It's unusual for down here. I think we're going to lose everything. Yeah, that goes everything. It's turning into one of these nights. It's unusual, you don't tend to hook things out there, but there might be fishing gear or something, there might be a net or something in the way, I don't know. Or a lost rope or something. As you might have noticed, not much has happened. And we've had some bites to start with, but we just kept missing them. We've lost gear. It's not been a great night so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack these up and we're going to go somewhere else. I've got a couple of hours left of the tide. So instead of sitting here hoping something will come along, I'm going to try and find the fish. I've got a spot in mind. Whether it will pay off, I don't know. It's a very temperamental spot. It's not the ideal tide for it, but it is the right tide, just not big enough really for it. But we can try. Like I say, it's better than sitting here. I mean, we could sit here a bit longer, but to be honest, everything seems to have dried up, you know. We had a few bites which I've missed. We had that one little conger, and yeah, it's all a bit like that tonight really. It's just one of those nights. So anyway, we're going to head over to that other place. Right, well, we've moved, finally got here, and we've just literally cast out, so let's see what happens. It's a little bit windy here, but the thing is with this spot, it's, like I said, it's the right state of tide. It's just that it could do with being a bigger tide. I don't like fishing this spot too much on the smaller tides. It doesn't tend to produce that well. But again, it's one of these spots that's very up and down. I've had some really unusual catches here, and then other times I've just sat here catching nothing. It's a kind of strange spot. Some nights you'll get all sorts of fish feeding in here. No, dogfish. That's a big old dogfish. Less than spotted. Then again, no, it's probably about the normal size. Right, let's get this off. Let me just take my glove off. A bit cold tonight, so gloves are. We just trap its tail so it doesn't. There we go. One dogfish. Got a couple of weird spots there. You can see that, like two large ones. Bring it a bit closer because the camera makes everything look so far away. Right, put him back. And away he goes. Straight down. Okay. So as you saw that trip, I didn't catch a lot there either. Although I did get a lot of bites. When I first arrived, literally within minutes I was getting bites. I just kept missing them. That might, like I said in the video a couple of times, was probably due to the size of the hook. It might have just been small fish that were taking the bait there. And then after that, it just completely died. I mean, it went so dead that even the bait wasn't being touched anymore. It was just coming in full. Now, I do know that the next day somebody said that there was actually a pod of dolphins down around there. So it's possible they moved in and spooked the fish. And that's why we didn't see any that particular evening. Whether it's still holding fish now, I don't know. I'll do another trip down there, probably at least two more trips to that spot this year, and we'll see what happens. If I don't catch next time, then I might call it a day on that spot. But anyway, on to the next one. Right, we're just going to grab a couple of bits, and then we're on our way down, just down the road. We're only going to be there for an hour or so, just to use up the bait and just to see if there's anything there. Okay, we're just getting set up. It's actually surprisingly warm today. I thought it was going to be a lot colder than this. But, no, it's not too bad at all. They do give the weather to change. That's why I wanted to get out as well. But like I said, I did want to use the ragworm up. And the last few trips we've been here, well, every trip, it's been terrible down here. We haven't really caught a lot. I think the last one was dogfish and a pout. It's a shame because, like I say, this used to be one of my favourite fishing spots. Now, the last few years, it's turned into one of my least favourite. But it is down the road, so just easy to come to quickly. Right, well, I think I'm going to pack it up. Another night of nothing, and here comes the water. So the thing is, as well, it's this time of year, it's not the best. Now, January, February, I never really fish it that much. Just purely because there's not a lot of fish around. I have heard there's a lot of longnose around. There's several people who've been telling me that there's quite a few around, mostly on the west coast. I know Jay at Smash Fishing, he went out the other day and had quite a few. And if you want to check his site out, just go onto the main page, look on the left which says recommended sites, and you'll see he's in that list. But anyway, I think I'm going to head home now anyway. So it's only been a short trip, but I just wanted to use up the bait I had, and unfortunately, no fish today. So as you saw that last trip, that was the worst one. I didn't even get a bite that morning. But it is coming to that time of year when the fish just disappear. You get your warm water kind of species move out. Your cold water species don't really come in because the water's still sort of too warm for them. So you get like where the fish are out and they don't come in. So you get like a dead period quite often for shore fishing anyway, and that's normally now into February, and then March, then it should start picking up again, hopefully. By then we'll have a boat down or a dinghy down, maybe we'll be going out and doing that as well. We might do some shore fishing for bass. There are bass around at the moment. I know they're being caught quite well around, but yeah, my only problem with it now is that they're full of eggs, so yeah, kind of probably give that a rest for now anyway, going after any bass. And the only other thing that was about is, like I mentioned in the actual video, was there's a lot of garfish around, or longnose we call them, and apparently down the west coast is just, the waters are teeming with them apparently, so they've turned up here for whatever reason. And if you want to watch any of the fishing for longnose, like I said in that video, just pop over to Smash Fishing. Jay, they went out and did some fishing, he did alright, he got a nice lot of longnose. And if you're watching, Jay, congratulations on the 1,000 subs. Yeah, so it's going to get a little bit quiet. We do have some trips planned to actually go down the beach and go after ormers or the abalone. That'll be near the end of the month. The video will probably come up for that because I need the tides obviously, and we have strict rules over here where you can only go on certain days, like by law. So we'll be going on those days. We've had a couple of tides, but I didn't bother going because the tides were so small. It just wasn't worth going down. It's far more interesting to see like the beach when all the tide's gone out. And if you can hear a lot of crackling in the background, that's a wood burner I've got in here to keep this place nice and dry. Obviously I've got all my editing stuff in here. I don't want it getting all damp because we obviously live near the sea and that's a very damp place. So yeah, anyway, we'll try and get out and do a bit of rod fishing. I don't know, like I say, if there's going to be much around now. There might be, I might get surprised. You never know, sometimes things turn up out the blue. Many years ago we had coalfish suddenly turn up in the harbour. You know, we might get a sudden surge of bream or God knows what, or John Dory or something, who knows. But we'll wait and see what happens on that. Then, like I said, it'll be the beach trips, going to look at stuff down there. Maybe a few walkabout videos, but they're not going to be that regular. There'll just be odd ones now and again. And well, I mean, I've got to start getting stuff ready for the boat and getting the engine serviced, making the crab pots, doing all these different things like that. So I might do some videos of that, just general shed videos with a bit of information on equipment we're working with or building or buying or whatever. We'll see. But we'll get something up during this sort of dead period. But like I say, once we get into the March period again, that's when it'll all kick off and we'll really get down to some serious fishing this year. I got a lot of plans for this year, so you'll have to wait and see what's coming.